Rhubarb is one of those plants that feels like a gift once it's established. With its bold red stalks and lush green leaves, it brings texture to the garden and tang to the kitchen. It's a perennial that comes back stronger each year when cared for properly, and once it settles into your soil, it can produce for over a decade. Whether you're growing it for pies, jams, or its sheer ornamental presence, rhubarb is a plant worth learning to grow right. So, let's get straight into how to make your rhubarb thrive, no matter your experience level. Rhubarb thrives in cool climates and full sun. While it can tolerate partial shade, the more sunlight it receives, the thicker and redder the stalks tend to be. Choose a spot in your garden with plenty of space because a mature rhubarb crown can easily spread several feet wide. It also needs excellent drainage. Rhubarb hates soggy soil. If your garden has heavy clay, you'll want to amend it generously with compost or aged manure to help with drainage. Raised beds or mounded planting areas can work wonders if your soil holds too much moisture. When planting, use crowns. These are the dormant root clumps available in nurseries or from a generous gardening neighbor. Set the crowns just below the soil surface with the buds barely covered. Space them about 3 to 4 feet apart to give them room to expand. Water the area well and mulch with organic matter like straw or shredded leaves to retain moisture and suppress weeds. Rhubarb will spend its first year establishing roots, so resist the urge to harvest too early. Let the plant focus all its energy on building strength for the seasons to come. Once your rhubarb is growing, consistent care is really the secret to a vigorous plant. Regular watering is essential, especially during those dry spells. You don't want the soil to dry out completely. Rhubarb thrives with a steady supply of moisture. Feeding your plant is also key. Each spring, apply a generous layer of compost or a balanced organic fertilizer around the base. Rhubarb is a hungry plant, and rich soil will keep it pushing up thick, juicy stalks. Keeping the area weed-free will ensure rhubarb doesn't have to compete for nutrients. A thick layer of mulch each fall, made from compost, aged manure, or leaf mold, will both suppress weed growth and feed the soil. Over time, this organic layering builds up the kind of fertile, moisture-retaining soil that rhubarb loves. As the plant matures, you'll notice flower stalks occasionally emerging. These tall, central spikes should be removed as soon as you spot them. Flowering diverts energy away from the stalks and can reduce future yields. Removing these stalks tells the plant to focus on what you're really growing it for, those delicious red stems. Every few years your rhubarb may start to show signs of fatigue, like smaller stalks, fewer shoots, or just, slower growth. When this happens, it's time to divide the crown. In early spring or late fall, dig up the plant and carefully cut it into sections, making sure each piece has at least one strong bud and a good chunk of root. Replant these pieces with the same care you did the original crown. Division reinvigorates the plant and gives you more rhubarb to plant or share. Harvesting rhubarb takes a gentle touch and good timing. Wait until the stalks are at least 10 to 15 inches long and about an inch thick. Don't cut them with a knife. Twist them at the base and pull. This method encourages new growth and avoids damaging the crown. Always remove the leaves immediately and discard them. They contain oxalic acid and are toxic if consumed. Focus only on the stalks, which are packed with tart flavor and nutrients. Avoid harvesting in the first year, and only take a light harvest in the second. By the third year, the plant is mature enough to provide a full crop. Harvest regularly throughout spring and early summer, but stop by midsummer to allow the plant to rest and prepare for the next growing season. Alright, so like any garden plant, rhubarb can encounter problems. The most common issue is crown rot, which happens when the roots stay too wet. Improving drainage or lifting the plant to a better spot can help prevent this. Leaf spot, a fungal disease that causes brown or black patches on leaves, can be controlled by removing infected foliage and avoiding overhead watering. Keep your rhubarb tidy by cleaning up old leaves and debris regularly. Occasionally, pests like slugs and snails may chew on tender new shoots. Copper tape, crushed eggshells, or slug traps can help keep them at bay. A more serious pest, the rhubarb curculio, bores into stalks and leaves black weeping holes. If you spot signs of this insect, remove and destroy affected stalks and keep the area clean to avoid further infestation. Rhubarb is a long-term investment, but it pays you back season after season. With just a little patience in the beginning, you'll be rewarded with a plant that needs minimal upkeep and gives you a reliable harvest year after year. It's one of those crops that practically grows itself once it's established and loved. If this guide helped you, give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow garden enthusiasts. And for more soil-smart, perennial growing and pest-beating guides, don't forget to subscribe to Hydro Haven. We're here to help you grow better with less guesswork. Happy planting!